Kalalal Yawa Basha Shai Basha Muka Kudash, double honors to the elders of GMS that rule well, peace and salutations to the brothers and forecorners of the that still holding firm to this truth, that pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Brother Manatazak from Trinidad. So, as the title of the video says, the video is about the little mini events, or I won't say mini, the events leading up to these troubling times as we know, so and that on the way. You know what I'm saying? Things like Jacob, Jacob troubles, whatnot, famines, you know what I'm saying? So I was reading an article that our brother did a video on the other day, and the article is saying the leader of the opposition in the government of Trinidad and Tobago says that there is going to be a food shortage on the way due to the fact that the country does not have enough US dollars circulating for them to import the goods with or whatsoever. So therefore, we have a shortage of the US dollar in the country, and that would lead to shortages of goods and whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? In these churches, you know what I mean? Or these harlot houses, as we like to call them, they don't they don't teach that. They don't prophesy about that. And I want to start with our scripture. Is Jeremiah 14 and 15. Thus saith the Most High concerning the prophets and the prophecy in my name, and sent them not. So like Jeremiah 14 and 15. Therefore, thus saith the Most High concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. You understand? By sword and famine, them prophets will be consumed. From the same thing, tell me, yeah, don't worry. Just come to church, bring all the tithes, whatsoever you understand? But sword and famine going to consume them. Same way, them prophesying and saying, well, the Bible this and the good Lord. Come on, the Lord our God is a man of war. You understand? He's a man of war, and they don't seem to gratify that. Apparently, them think everything is going to be all good. But Joe Biden have 100-day plan. He was inaugurated sometime in the last week. You really remember? And he want to vaccinate, I believe it's 100,000 people or 1 million people in no, I think it's 100,000 people in 100 days, and they're going to trickle down to the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? And we know what our vaccination is, what it represents. You know. So yeah, and these pastors are going to convince the congregation to go ahead and take the vaccine. Why? Because they want them come to church to pay them basically. They want the business run. We all know church is a business, right? Jeremiah 24 and 10. And I will send the sword, the famine, and the pestilence among them, till they be consumed from off the land that I gave unto them and to their fathers. Now, the sword, well, we know that is war. Famine, look down here, is about to have food shortages, and the government is not saying that. The leader of the opposition had to come out and say it. And the pestilence is like disease and so on, like this COVID-19 that we have now, and this new strain that come out of nowhere. All of a sudden, it just mutate. So now the vaccine can't help it, which is going to make it. This is just a next step in them going to make the vaccination mandatory. They're going to make it mandatory because the new strain does transfer faster, easier to spread. You know, so they're going to make it mandatory, and this new vaccine not going to work against it, but they will still make you take it, and people still going to take it because people out there just don't think. They just run. They just run with what you tell them. You know, they wouldn't go and research and try to figure out. All right, so if this new strain of the virus, you understand, is not affected by the vaccine, why would they make taking the vaccine mandatory? You know, in the Sirach 40, I'll start from 1. Great travail is created for every man, and heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things. Their imagination of things to come, and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart. From him that sitteth on a throne of glory, unto him that is humbled in the earth and ashes. For him that weareth purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with linen frock, wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge. Understand? So what it's saying here is that time to come is going to affect everybody. It's going to trouble everybody. Say the one who's wear and purple and a crown. Them talking about the scripture talking about the leaders, even the leaders going to be trouble on the bed. Understand? To the poor man, the man who have absolutely nothing, he are not going to be trouble. He'll be like, I know I have nothing, but I have nothing, man. You know? He going to be troubled on his bed. That's what the scripture talking about for the times to come. You understand? Verse 6. A little or nothing is his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch, troubled in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of battle. When all is safe, he awaketh and marveleth that the fear was nothing. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for all the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Understand? For the people who run in the world, people in charge of the world, for their sakes came the flood. So all these things are also for their sakes. They created their own demise, but wow, the Most High set that way. You understand? The Most High set it up that way. You understand? For them to be taken in their own devices. I have a scripture that says that they will be taken in their own devices. You understand? Because the time coming when Yahushua will come back on you, it will be hunting time. But they not seeing that far ahead. Them just seeing tomorrow. You know what I mean? So everybody is going to be troubled, even the wicked. And it's for them is the reason why it is how it is now. But being part of the one third of the 144,000 elect, most I say would shelter us also. Understand? A lot of people believe in this vaccine and Biden. Biden say he want to change he want to put Harriet Tubman face on the $20 bill. Alright? Cool. How that gonna help black people? Oh sorry, how that gonna help Jakes? How putting that on the dollar bill that they're going to abolish us now and make it take the microchip which would be a new form of transferring funds and whatnot, because they're going to do away with paper money. How that gonna help? You understand? That is why and my brother also brought it to my attention that in 2005, Joe Biden is the one who in the little parliament or whatever it was, he came out and said he would be the one to bring in the electronic chip to chip everybody on the planet so nobody will get away from it. In Proverbs 25 and 19, confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Confidence in an unfaithful man might have caused you great pain. Great pain. I broke a tooth already, and yeah, it's great pain. You're going to cause them great pain, confidence, and all these like celebrities and them was before the election in America, all these celebrities was coming out and saying, yeah, only make sure to vote. Make sure to vote. This, that, the other. Come on, only vote count. This, that, the other. Or could they have confidence? He's not a faithful man. He's not a man of faith. He going to do things to please people like Trump. Trump released, some celebrities, jakes, understand, for them to have confidence in him also. Notwithstanding that was just to butter them up. To butter them up. For him to get back good then, getting back good with part of the dark community or the blacks. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame. There is Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Most High, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Because that's what's going on. They go add sin to sin. You understand? Because they go think they in something good and it's nothing good. It's darkness. They all in gross darkness. The scriptures say that will in gross darkness because nobody wants to believe that day is the end. Nobody. The verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Understand? Trust in the strength of Pharaoh, trust in the strength of a man who is no more stronger than you, because you are just a man. Understand? That is what they trust in. Trust in Joe Biden, boy. They'll be trusting him. You're trusting in a man that owes China $10 trillion because he's president now. The debt is under his control now, so he's responsible. You understand? In this country, they want to sell our utilities to China for China to run it. So what would they leave for the jakes who living down here? They want to sell our water and sewage authority, our ports. You understand? And China, as we know, in society, everybody is for their own. So China going to bring in Chinese to work in these utilities and remove, if not all, most of the Negroes from working there. You understand? It's very, very troubling times ahead. Understand? And that is where I go in this video. Sansu Kalala Leo Basham Yoshai Oshamukakudash. Double honors to the elders of GMS that rule well once again. And to the brothers and folk that preaching this word in truth and in sincerity. I want to say Shalom. Son, use wisdom on the streets. I can keep using that wisdom. We on the edge. Shalom.